Hello there. I just wanted to make this video on a subject that I often think about, which is what's good for religious Satanists, for devotional Satanists. Now, here, when I talk to other devotional Satanists of the poor state of affairs with modern Satanism, with basically kids who seem to be all over the place, and others who are putting out what is very poor content in many ways, and which isn't leading people in a good direction particularly. So I just think, what would I say about that, and what do I think is good for religious Satanists, for devotional Satanists or theistic Satanists? And it's basically the same thing that I always thought was pretty much good for pagans as well, which is that you should look after your life, you should look after yourself and your loved ones, you should seek a good life, and you should seek a stable life, and that you should show devotion to your gods and demons, and that you should have sincerity, and that you should follow a path of the heart, most essentially. And this is the same sort of advice I give to both pagans and to Satanists. Now, you also have to be discriminating. It's really not good enough to go around saying, well, we can't tell anybody who can be a real Satanist or who can't, or what's a good sort of Satanism or what isn't. You know, there are certain common sense things which have to hold, and there are things which make sense in life which have to hold. It's if you want to actually have any kind of a thriving or good life. Now, if you've got people running around that are asking questions about whether it's okay for them to engage in criminal activity because they think that's going to be satanic, you've definitely got a problem. Yeah. We're not talking about the ethics of the law or particular questions like where the law is failing, but people just breaking law for the sake of it almost. Now, this is such stupidity. Obviously, this doesn't work. Obviously, this can't give you a good life. There are many things you have to ask here. There are many different issues that you could look at, but you've got to have common sense. Similarly, if you've got Satanists going around advocating all sorts of extreme politics, you know, if you've got people who are calling themselves who are basically neo-Nazis or people who are basically communists, then you've got people who've got a problem, and you should probably steer clear of those sorts of people, because that's not what Satanism is, and that's not what Satanism really can be, as far as I'm concerned. And engaging in these things isn't going to help your religion. It's not going to help you to get a good life, or help you to grow, or for your religion to grow, or for your personal religion to deepen. So these are obvious things. Another thing is with the whole anti-cosmic Satanism type of thing, and people seeming to have a great antagonism to this world and this life and everything. This is also a complete non-starter. I mean, honestly, why are you here? Why are you here if you actually hate the whole thing so much, why are you here? You know, what is the purpose of it, really? And for me, this isn't what Satanism is about either. So there are quite a number of factors which are very easy to clear up straight away. And honestly, if you're a Satanist, you need to get these things straight in your head, and you need to just clear this stuff up for yourself. Now, similarly, you get people thinking that, well, I can do anything, I can do what I want, I can do what I desire. Now, this is very true. You can do what you desire, but you've got to take the responsibility, you've got to take the consequences. And so you've got to be aware of those things. Satanism isn't a teenage rebellion. It's not a 20-something rebellion. It's not another name for rock and roll. It is an actual serious spirituality. So these things require maturity. You need maturity. And that's one of the important things. All the things I can say are really, in a sense, very Saturnian. They're all about what works in the long term. They're all about what gives you a stable and thriving life, and what can preserve value and happiness for you. This is what you need as a Satanist, and you can have these things as a Satanist. So this is the sort of thing that I think we need to work on, and it's important. I also think it's very good for Satanists to get out into nature and to get back to nature to some degree at least. I think it's important that we revive our connections with nature. We are basically pagan in essence, but we are in a very particular point. I actually consider that the demonic and the infernal holds the key to our place in nature. It actually holds the key to our nature and how that fits into things. So the demonic is the necessary accompaniment of our relationship to nature. But we need to get into nature and get back to nature and get back to our pagan roots in this sense. So you need to actually have your devotional relationship to the demonic strengthened and deepened. And however you do this, whoever is your figure, whatever that figure is, whether it's a classically satanic form of Satan, or it's maybe the god Pan, or it is the Sabbath Lord. These are, for me, essentially, at this point, and at this kind of nexus, they are the same being behind all of this. Now, however you do it, you need to make your devotions to that Lord of the infernal. And you must understand that that Lord has a kingdom. He actually has a realm, a world. And there are many gods and spirits within that realm. Now, I'm not saying that this is a hierarchy in the human sense, but there is some degree of hierarchy in it, I believe, and in interaction, and these things are important. So, make your relationship with the Dark Lord, make your relationship with the Lord of Hell, if you like, make your relationship with Satan, make your relationship with the demonic, with his kingdom, with his people, with his folks. They are the deep kin of humanity. They have been with us from the very beginning. Make your devotions to them, make your relationship with them, make it deep and sincere, and get back into nature, find your relationship with nature. These two things are very important, and also have common sense. Look for the long picture. Look what gives you a good life, a stable life, and what gives you and guards the values that you truly hold dear. I believe if we do this, then we do better as Satanists, and I think it is probably well, maybe it's about time that we actually got this house in order and cleared out some of the crap that's in there too, because we honestly need to, really, for the sake of our own folks, if we have folks, honestly, we need to do that and just get things in order and carry on to have a good life as Satanists, as devil worshippers. Thank you very much.